everybody, it's me, Justine, back with another video. Well, it's been a long time since I last did an update on my physical video game collection. So, let's get into it. So, we got the Game Boy games and all their covers have been done. And you can see more about that in the recent art detail video. Because if I pull them out, it's gonna be catastrophe. So yeah. And then over here, you have all the Game Boy Advance games and their video, and I'm starting to get like the games in that prepped up, which I have to fix this one's spine. But I'm starting to get them prepped for covers, as you can see. And then there's that's what Game Boy Advance video looks like, which is really cool. I might also do these ones here some point later down the line. But yeah, there was nothing new added, so that's another thing I forgot to mention, that I'm gonna mention what's new and what isn't. Or I should just mention what's new. So yeah, it was that. And then there's the DS games. Of course, there's not very many changes, although I do have a Call of Duty game downstairs, but that's it. The case is not there for that game right now. It will be eventually. So yeah, those are the games. Nothing new was added. Because you know, by now I have majority of the DS games. I do have, though, what's new here is another Lego Star Wars collection. The complete saga right there. I can't wait to do the art covers for these. It's gonna be fun. And nothing new added to the Pokemon ones. Although, one thing that is new here is that Spectrobes 2 here got a European case, which suits it perfectly. Because there's so much things shoved into these cases that our North American cases are too thin. So I got a European case from my local video game store. Which is really cool. And it works. Which is great. I might do it up in the European art style, even though it's a North American game. So, we'll see. We'll see what I do with that when I cross that road. And then DS games. Now 3DS didn't really have anything new in the North American front. So, nothing different here. I know 3DS games have shot up in price, some of them. But, what is new is on the Japanese front. So, I got Tempura, which has a really lovely case. So there's Tempura. I still have to get Sushi. And then there's Magnum, which I gotta get Sword. Koma-san's face is really funny in this. So I can't wait to actually play these once I get all of them. Oh yeah, and then Sukiyaki. I like their cases. I like how they have like holographic thing to them, but when I get the Japanese games, I try and I get them complete in box because that's how I prefer them. I do not like them loose. And plus I don't have spare cases, so that is that. And then that's So this is all of them physically. I love how neat and tidy this is with their physical cases. It makes it easier for me to see what I have and what I don't have, and it's great, and I love it. It's perfect. So, we're now into my consoles. So nothing new happened here. Just an art cover was done recently, which is this one. And back. I go into more detail about that. I put the other cases back there because I plan on doing those covers. I plan on doing cover arts for those, and you'd be like, oh, why are you doing cover arts even though they're empty cases? Well, that's because I know which games are going in there eventually. I only have 10 cases. So, in total, so I have 4 cases left. That means 4 games are going in there. When I find them and get them, they already have their cases ready, and I can just put them in. It's not an issue. But I just have to get these cases done first. And then nothing new here. Got the cases there. I know which games are going in there. So, yeah. And then there's nothing new on N64. Got the cases done there. I think most of my N64 games are going to end up being Japanese games because they're cheaper that way. I don't know yet. It depends on what I can find locally for reasonable. Or outsource reasonable. And nothing new here. And nothing new with these guys. But the GameCube, however, has had something new. The GameCube got some love. And I know right now this is like the worst console to collect for. Namely because the prices have shot up as well. So you got Blood Rain, which is a game that you can literally beat the shit out of Nazis. Anyways, any game that requires you to beat the snot out of Nazis I love. Automatically. Anyways, this is one of very few M-rated games that were on GameCube. And then you have Metroid Prime 1. And Metroid Prime 2 is really cool. Because look at how holographic-y this cover is. And it even goes all the way around to the back. It's so cool. This game also wasn't cheap. Actually, the cheapest I saw it for was $75. The most expensive I saw this going for was $100. So, yeah. And then this is Pac-Man World 2. The black label. Actually, this is revision 1. So, yeah. And then I don't have anything new on this side. So yeah. And then new here, you got Pac-Man World 2 Repack, which saw a Let's Play of this going on. I have to finish this Let's Play, by the way. I love how it, like, screams Revision 1. Watch. See? And then, of course, the spine is the same. I love that so much. Anyways, and then up here, I have my little Switch 2 collection. Now, I know people are gonna have their little penises and tits in a knot over game keys, but you know what? I don't care. It's here physically, and that's what matters. And beside the point, Xbox and PlayStation have been doing it for 2 generations, by the way, but nobody made it outraged then. So, yeah. Trying to say is there's worse things to worry about than a game key. Actually, one should worry about how Bethesda fumbled the ball on 3 games, 3 of its 4 games that's releasing with code in a box, which is even more criminal. Anyways, so you got Pac-Man World 2, of course. So there's that one. And then Metroid Prime 4. Now this one's actually backwards compatible on Switch, and it looks gorgeous on there. I like how it's odd how the artwork's like stretch into the spine here. So I'm not used to that. Because, you know, Switch has a sea of red, right? And then I got Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 1 and 2. So you might be wondering, why does she have a Switch and no Switch 2? Why does she have Switch 2 games and not the console? Well, the console's a wee bit expensive at the moment, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get there. So I'm trying to get at least 10 games going for the Switch 2, so when I have the console, I have the games. So I'm not too behind on that list. If that makes any sense to anyone. So I do have 2 more games coming in this month, and next month, and it's Fatal Frame 2 and Pokopia, which will be fun. When I get the console, of course. So anyways, got nothing here on the Wii. I have to do an art cover for that one. And this one's also getting a new art cover because I don't like how this is a bit sloppy at best. So I'm gonna make that a new art cover as well. But the new one over here is Super Paper Mario, which I got last year at Comic-Con. Well, NFCC. And I don't know why this here, I don't know why that's a thing here. This is throwing me off. Yeah. It's a pet peeve. I don't understand that. It's just weird. But anyway, yeah, there's that. And then my Wii U collection, there's nothing different here, aside from another Skylanders. So, yeah. Nothing really big. I'm hoping to get my, whatever I have digitally on there, physically on here. And then we come to the, Switch collection, which is like a big sea of red and multiple other colors. So I gotta get down on my knees for this one. So new games here is Bravely Default 2, which makes sense since I'm getting Default 1 on Switch 2. And then I'll show you a sneak peek of my artwork. This is the next art that I'm working on. And you got these hooligans on the back. So yeah, that'll be the next art. Date Everything. So Date Everything is like completely unhinged because you could date animate objects, which is so funny. I gotta finish this game. And then there's FNAF Help Wanted. Finally found it. Oh, my screen. There's a sneak peek at the artwork there. The case is a little raspy there. So, yeah, this took me a while to find. This game is not an easy find on either console. What I mean by either console is on PS, on PlayStation or just Switch. So, yeah. And then Just Dance 2022. So this was like the last physical release for Just Dance before they went to Code in a Box. Yeah, I didn't buy it. In fact, I haven't been buying Just Dance since 2022. Since Code in a Box. So, you know, I recently just obtained the 2022 version, but you know what I mean. I don't have the rest of them for that reason. It's so dumb. I could go on and on about a rant tangent about Code in a Box and how horrible it is to gaming, but that's not about that. And then there's Old Man's Journey, which is an interesting game. This is a European... This is a France import, because it's in French. It's a very mellow, very, very mellow game. And then you got Origami King. And then Perky Little Things, because I did a video on that one. Dedicated to Perky, which is a UK thing. And it's got its artwork and that in it, which is really cool. It's basically one of the most unhinged video games I've ever played. It's a very wildly inappropriate hidden object game, but it's fun. And then you got Legends Arceus. I mean, not Legends Arceus, Legends ZA, which I still have to finish. I don't think I got anything new in Pokemon Land, so that's good. Or maybe I did. I don't know if you guys know about these two. Pikmin 3. Yeah. I'll just show you guys in case you guys don't know about Pikmin 3 and Mystery Dungeon. I finally got that. I could probably do a Let's Play on that at some point. Oh yes. Red Dead Redemption 1. And then there's Shimigami 5. I still have to get Vengeance. I'm on my Shimigami game here. And then there's Stay, which is another France import, which is cool. And then there's Temtem and Yokai Watch 4. We're all looking up at the same sky, which is a really cool title. It's very mature, so I can't wait to get into that too. We're still missing the other two Yokai Watch games on Switch. So that's all for the Switch collection, which is huge. And it's about to get bigger too, because we have Tomodachi Life coming out. Then on PlayStation 2, got Civil War, A Nation Divided. I think it's interesting how the History Channel has some video games. I'm going to try and track down the History Channel games because I think that's really cool. How they have that. And then, this is where it gets nuts. So you got Pac-Man World 2 Revision 0. I know this one's labeling is wrong. Only idiot morons put the disc in the wrong case, right? Anyways, it's supposed to be a black label because this one's 1.1, 1.2, which is not new. This one's my old copy. And then this one's 1.3, and you can tell because the Bandai Namco sign is there. And I'm just missing the Japanese Revision 2. And then Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, which is really rare to find complete. There. Oh, and I should also point out that this one is an is a USA exclusive because Revision 0 released in the US first before it released in Canada. Because when it released in Canada, Revision 1 came out first on the Xbox and GameCube, and then Revision 1.1 came out on the PS2 in Canada. So, it's the Pac-Man World 2, in my opinion, is one of those weird games where every revision is different. Ever so slightly on the ones, well, between the 4 revision 1s that there are, there's so slight differences. But between 0 and then the 1s and the 2, complete differences. It's insane, actually. But it's really cool. It's not predatory. It's just a really cool part of history, and it shows how Bandai Namco couldn't decide on what direction they wanted Pac-Man World 2 to go at that time. And then we got World 2 Repack, which is a perfect culmination of the game. It's exactly how it should be. So yeah. I think World 2 turned out Repack is the best version of them all. They did it right. So moving on to PS3, The Evil Within is new. That is it. Because I had no idea that was on PS3. And these need their art covers at some point. And that's it for that side. And then on PS4, I don't know if anybody saw this, you got Help Wanted, which I bought last year. You know, ironically, I have this digitally. But, like the complete set. And then I don't think I showed Elden Ring off. Or Ghost of Tsushima. And Last of Us. Yeah, I don't think I showed those off very well. Anyways, there's that. And that's it for that side. And this side. So there's nothing new over here. And then on PS5, there's a smorgasbord of stuff that's new. So we got Astrobot. This game is hard, but it's so damn good. It's so worth it. And then I gotta get back on that game. Deathloop. Dragon Age the Veilguard. I got that one on heavy discount. And then Into the Pit. Secret of Mimic. God of War Ragnarok. Oh wait, yeah, you guys already know about Hogwarts Legacy. And then Hackman World 2, which I plan to visit on the PS5 eventually for Let's Play. That'll be fun. See what kind of glitches are in it that are different than the other two consoles. And of course Shadow Labyrinth. And that's it. That's all there is. And then you have the Xbox games, which there's nothing new here. My poor Xbox needs a repair. Needs some serious repairs, so I haven't really gotten anything new there. And then 360. There's nothing new on that front. And I think nothing new there. Aside from one of these discs are new because one of the discs don't work properly, which is odd. And then get that one. And then of course I changed where the Skylanders are. So here's Skylanders 1, which I'm hoping to get on these cases at some point. Skylanders 2. Skylanders 3. And 4. Skylanders 5. Which I'm hoping to bring Skylanders back now that I have the Elgato. I can do some better Let's Plays for Skylanders, which will be fun. Skylanders Imaginators. Portals. You can't have a game without portals, right? Starlink. That's Lego Dimensions. There's Disney Infinity. And Amiibo. Ugh. And as I said from the previous video of this, I modified this. And then here's the whole... Oh! I forgot my PS1 games. And there's nothing up there for PS1. So I might move those over here. So that way their Switch 2 has this area here. So yeah. That's the entire setup. I think it turned out really good. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!